A woman of substance is often defined as beauty with brains. But today I have a bit of a problem with that definition because I have two women with a fierce spirit, and what do I call you? Super women.
No, just women.
So we have with us Captain Manisha Puri, who has successfully flown the Airbus with Air India for 27 years, and we have a young Mountaineer, Diya Bajaj, and you're just about 24, Diya, and you've already scaled 6 of the summits, 7 summits, right?
Yes.
So you both define the rules of womanhood sometimes, maybe. How do you feel fitting into yang roles and competing with men? And how much do you feel as a woman so much? How do you protect your yinness?
So, though we did break the glass ceiling and got into this profession, the yang,
Yeah.
but we never felt we were in there
Hmm.
because it was something you wanted to do.
And I think
flying
that
became-
want to do becomes so evident for you to want to do it.
want
and
to
you
do
make
it, and
happen.
then once you want to do, you are dedicated to
And
what
you make
have
it happen,
started.
yes.
You make it happen
You make
because
it
nothing stops you. Then the challenges are too small for you.
Yes.
Every step you've gone through, and the more you are into it, and in fact, there was in the beginning, the more people threw challenges on us, and I'm talking of a lot of girls of
Yeah.
that phase, the more we wanted to be in it.
I know there
And
will
we
be
proved it.
naysayers in every generation. So
Yes.
you are women of two different generations. Manisha, Captain Manisha. So there would be people who would say the imperatives. क्या करना है पायलट बन के शादी कर लो इंजीनियर बन जाओ डॉक्टर बन जाओ how did you defy them how do you combat those naysayers and you of course Diya a different generation do we still have naysayers in this age of millennials so I want you to just really exchange your experiences of how did you really combat and counter those no's and those imperatives because there was an indicative something that told you you have to do it.
I think that, anytime anyone is doing something that's not normal, there are always going to be naysayers.
Yes.
And in our country, though it's progressed a lot, there still will always be this question of, but when are you going to settle down? When are you going to have kids? And for some reason, that's always a more important question to ask a woman and not a man. I've never met a guy in mountaineering who's been asked the same question.
Yeah.
And so I would say that I'm lucky that my family and my friends and the society that I've grown up with, has always supported me and who hasn't really ever questioned it. But I think the nay now comes in more subtle ways. It comes in more, indirect ways. It's still there, but I think if you're passionate about something and you put your soul and mind to it, those naysayers sort of become irrelevant.
And I agree with her. The millennium has seen maybe less, but our time, the generation was totally different.
Yes.
We were the kind of generation we grew up where we could not argue with our parents much. We were told, you do this and that is it. And I've come from a family which, very educationist. My father was an educator. I had everybody. But when I announced what I wanted to do in 1986, 85, 86, I mean, the reaction was, are you mad? Yet, because within you, you know yourself, you know what you're going ahead is there for you and you want to do it.
So then you started preparing yourself, and preparation is one part of, I think, a journey, right?
Yeah.
And but you've been ruling the sky for 27 years.
Yes.
And you have been scaling heights. How much of control did you need within? For example, Manisha, when you were flying the Airbus, you were in charge of lives, not just your own lives
Yes.
of
Yes.
250 or 300 passengers?
Where the Airbus is 200,
Yes.
which the ones I flew.
So you are in command, right? And how much of in control did you have to be?
Total
Yourself.
control. You used to leave home for work with your phone switched off, because in the transport you will start planning your flight, and like we do talk, our profession is so positive. It teaches you that whatever it is, you have to make it. Never say die is what we are taught during training. Seconds. In our profession, we have seconds to react and seconds to perform correctly. There's no second chance.
Diya, I'm very curious to know, how do you prepare yourself to go right up on the peak?
It's so funny, but listening to you, I can see a lot of the same preparation strategies that you use on the mountain. It's again, you never say die. You always have to think positive. You have to work hard, and you're thrown into situations so many times where you're really questioning why you're there. The wind speeds can be horrible. It's cold. It's tough. Every part of your body feels like giving up. But in those times, you have to really stay positive and grit your teeth and keep going forward.
Yes.
But at the same time, you do spend a lot of time thinking about what could go wrong and how to move fast in that situation to rectify it. And a lot of the times you could be faced with things such as rescue, where you really need to make a decision in a matter of seconds. Otherwise, it's someone else's life online, if not your own. And so it's very similar, where in the moment you have to be calm, you can never panic.
Yes.
And you have to remain focused, steady, and just, I think, focus on the task at hand rather than focus on panicking or giving up or fear.
Fear, I think the four-letter word that so easily sometimes comes within our way when we are on our road to success, but you've just battled it out so successfully. So Captain Manisha, tell me one thing about your attire. So you have been a mother. You would have partied in the evening, but in the morning you were in a uniform in the air.
Yeah.
So how did it feel when you were in your uniform? How much of that clothes have immense psychology, right? So how did you feel in charge when you were in your uniform, and what did you do with your body language to convey to people, yes, you can trust me, you can trust me with your lives?
Sure, people who have seen me off uniform they get a shock, because they don't realize that you can be jumping, dancing. But in uniform, yes, body language plays a very important role, especially in my profession, where you have to send the message through body language.
Yes.
There are no words. You have to let them know the way you walk, the way you move,
Yes.
that you're here and you better get the work done. It's just your co-pilot, your engineer, your ground staff, the dispatcher who's preparing your flight plan. Is also, if you are little casual, or sometimes you joke with them, being women, sometimes it goes that we can, but we need to have that. Okay, off flight you can have fun, but in the cockpit you were there to do work. Of course, it doesn't mean that nobody can talk to you, but first work and then. So yes, and of course clothes, since we don't have a choice, we have a uniform, but the uniform talks itself.
Yes.
And your attire, you don't wear this uniform with any flashy thing. You will never see a pilot putting mascaras and doing things, and even a lipstick is very mild. You are feminine, but yet you take the task of a male more easily when you show the way you project yourself.
Diya, you have a mountaineering gear, and it has to be functional. It has to take care of you right up there in the coldest of temperatures. How much of fashion do you think of when you're mountaineering, and what do you do when you're not mountaineering?
So I think, yes, functionality is definitely the most important. So when you're looking at any piece of gear, that's definitely the first thing I would go for. But then I guess with regards to fashion, then you choose the colors you like more, or if they're available. The availability of certain colors in jackets, say, or the extremely specialized equipment that you need is very limited.
Yes.
So it'll either be like, do you want the blue or the red? But I know when I come back to the city for some reason, after not having had a bath for 20 days after expedition sometimes, and not washing my hair, and everything will come back, and I'll be looking like some I don't know, creature that's come out of the mountains. It's like I love to then take care of myself and dress a little nicer. I do put in a little bit more effort, I think, the first couple of days when I'm back in the city, and then I go back to my usual, like, first shirt, first sweater that comes out of the drawer. But I think it's important to take time out to do the things that make you feel good.
So, if I tell you Diya, describe Diya to me. Give me 2 words that describe Diya.
Wow, that's
describe your spirit.
Describe my spirit. I'd say free, because and accepting. I think that's the biggest thing that adventures taught me, is that a lot of people come from various different backgrounds, but at the end of the day, we're all connected by humanity, and it doesn't matter what language you speak or where you're from or how old you are. At the end of the day, we're all connected by life.
And what describes you, Manisha, Captain Manisha?
I would also say free, because the kind of work builds into you. You want it to be free. Away, that first flight itself where you get airborne, you feel the freedom, and then of course you look down and there is this humanity, and you need to be connected. So what people would describe me as, I am very, very focused and also committed. If I say something, that has to be done.
So free and committed.
Yeah, this is the kind of maybe has gone in because of the profession, because that profession is no maybe.
So Diya and Captain Manisha, thank you so much for this dialogue. So I am Abha Chaudhary, the chapter president, Gurgaon IMPA, that is Image Management Professionals Association, and I have just had a beautiful rendezvous with 2 women who have conquered fear so well that they call it freedom.
Yeah.
That is what freedom is.
It is, yeah.
Thank you so much, Diya and Captain Manisha. Thank you so much for this
Thank you so
experience.
much.
Thank you.